our guest, Cosmic Macduff, a life coach, motivational speaker, and author, is here with us.
Yes, of course. You're welcome to the show once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's go straight into the interview segment. Let's clarify, what exactly is the moment of emergence?
It's about a time when you as a leader, you know that you've gotten to a certain level, and getting to that level is not just by a mistake or it's not just by a mere getting, but it's a period of time where you fail. And at the long run, you get to emerge to become who you want to be. Yeah.
There's moments you realize that there is something wrong and you need to move forward. Is that point, right?
Exactly. You know, that point where you start to think of suicide, you start to think of different things start to come to your mind that, what am I going to do at this moment? You know, but if you know what you actually have inside of you, if you know who you are, you can be able to surpass that moment and you emerge to become who you want to be.
And finally become who you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So for an average individual, how long would you say it should take before you get to that final moment of emergence?
As a person who understands who you are, you know, emerging to become who you want to be doesn't just happen. So it takes a period of time. So one thing is there is patience. You need to have patience and you need to be determined to say, okay, you know where you want to be. You have envisioned yourself. You've put a SWOT analysis. You've done it, and you've discovered your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, and threats. So when you discover these weaknesses, you know that this is who you are. You can convert those weaknesses to become your strength. You understand? So becoming is a long process because each day of your life you become. So it doesn't really have a particular time for you to become. But provided you're persistent, you have that perseverance in you, and you are determined to get there, gradually you'll get there.
So as an individual, how can you get to know who you really are?
That's an interesting question. You know, I can actually start by telling a bit of my story if I would be permitted. Okay, you know, I used to be somebody who is very timid and I used to be shy. Okay. You know, when you say motivational speaker, you think I just become a motivational speaker, but it didn't just happen like that.
Okay.
So to talk to people, I started talking to trees. Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah, I tried, you know, I started talking to trees. I said, trees, you know, in fact, looking at you guys, I think I'm seeing you guys as trees. So when I finished my university level, it was as if everything, you know, that time you begin to reason, there's no work, there's this, that. And I said to my parents, I want to come to Lagos State, you know. Lagos State, I've been hearing about Lagos State. It's as if...
From where?
Huh?
From where?
Imo State, actually. Yeah, I grew up in Imo State and been hearing about Lagos State. I said I want to come. When I was browsing through my internet, I saw a Master Life Coach course from American Union of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I said, I want to come and do this course. Then it was 350,000 naira for that course. Okay. But I don't have any money to actually do this course. And my parents was like, where will you stay? Who will you be with? You know, they actually said, you are not going anywhere. But sometimes in one's life, you need to disobey your parents to actually get to where you want to be. I'm very sorry to say that.
Okay.
But I disobeyed my parents. I really disobeyed them. I took off. I paid for my transport, and I had just a change of 3,800 naira under the bridge of Oshodi. I started doing Okada business. As I made $1 million plus in Okada business. Wow. And I did my course. I became a master. That's why you called me a Master Life Coach.
I know, right?
And I'm very proud of it because, you know, when you suffer to get something, you really
hold it dear.
Yes. So that's a bit of my story. So at that point, I've emerged. And today, I have a company of my own.
Wow.
Congratulations. That inspires me.
It does.
Yes. So is it possible to never reach that moment of emergence?
Yeah, it will never be possible if you don't know where you're going to. So for you to actually get to where you want to be, you need to first of all have the destination of where you're going to. So some people just, you know, wake up and say they want to do something. Before you do something, you need to be able to visualize it and get your plans ready. So you can't get to where you want to be unless you have the destination of where you want to be.
Yeah. How would you say a person should develop vision and passion? Because some people don't have these and don't understand or even know what their passion is,
Yes.
much less having a vision. Like you talked about some commercial bike riders, yes, that, just go about making the money and eating it. Some people don't. So how would you say we should find a passion and a vision?
Developing your passion and vision is what I used SWOT analysis.
Yes.
You can be able to know where you're focused on that thing that you love doing. Like for me, when I got a job, I love talking to crowd, I love going for places, and sometimes all these employers, they don't really allow you to exhibit what you have inside of you. So at that moment, I knew I had passion for speaking. I have passion for going for events, talk to people, motivate people. So something happened a particular time. I told my boss, I am going for an event.
Okay.
And this is what I'm going for. He actually rejected.
Wow.
He said, you're not going anywhere. You need to come to the office. At that moment, it's two things that will happen. Either I'm being sacked or either I come to the office. So I took it as a decision to hold to both sides. It's a passion. Passion gives you happiness. You can't get money from it. My job gives me work and I get money from it monthly. You understand? So I had to go for my passion because that is who I am. When you have a burning passion for who you are, you need to go for it. It gives you that fulfillment even when you are not making money from it. So when I disobeyed, I went for my passion. When I did it, I felt fulfilled. That's how you can be able to know passion. It drags you out from the normal routine to become abnormal. So abnormality sometimes is a way of creating success for you to emerge. So people who are normal don't really get it. But when you look at people who are abnormal, they do extraordinary things.
Yes.
So I became abnormal at that moment to choose my passion over my work. So I was able to pull through and go for that passion. That's how you can be able to know that you have passion for something. So when I finished, I have to go back to the office. And as I was my boss was really ready for me. It was like, okay, this is today, we are going to sack you. At that moment, I was not sacked. I was given suspension. Okay. Before the suspension exceeded, he called me back.
Okay.
So at that moment, I knew I was not really getting fulfillment to this job. I had to put a resignation. At this time, I am resigning for good. And I resigned. I started up a consulting firm, my varsity consulting. Today, I help organizations in acquiring their ISO.
Must you reach that point where you fail before you realize that you need to, be more than you are?
And also to add to that, when you reach that point, when you fail and fail again, how do you know you will actually reach that moment of emergence? Because sometimes it's disheartening. So if I fail the first time, the second time, the third time, what keeps me going? How do I know I will get there?
Failure actually doesn't mean you're a failure.
Okay.
You get? Failure is like a step for you to get to where you want to be. So, in fact, when you look at successful people, they have failed severally. So you need to believe in God, you need to believe in yourself, you need to be focused, you need to be determined, you need to have perseverance.
Yes.
And that way you can scale through any problem that you're facing.
Moment of emergence.
So I encourage you all to face it.
Thank you so much, Cosmic McDuff.
Thank you very much for having me.
To enjoy more interesting episodes of Tea or Coffee, then like and subscribe.